Hello, boys and girls. It is reading time, and in reading today, we're going to be learning about a few more letter combinations and the sounds they make. Now, you'll see these letter combinations on your spelling list. You'll see them in your stories for this week, and you'll see them for the rest of your life. So it's very important for you to learn and practice these types of letter combinations. Now, in these letter combinations, there's one letter that is silent. So we have some silent letters in here. You do not hear that letter sound. It is so quiet. You can't hear it at all. You can see it. You can see that it's there, but you can't hear it. Okay? So let's start off looking at W-R. W-R. Okay, so one of these letters is silent. Why don't we find a word that is spelled with W-R, and then we can figure out which of the letters is silent. Okay, so the letter I'm going to do for this one, or the word I'm going to do, is the word write, like if you write something down. Okay, here we go. All right, so the word is write, write. Okay, what sound do you hear at the beginning of write? Do you hear w, w, or do you hear r? What is it? Do you know? You hear the r sound, the r sound. So r is the sound that we hear, which means that W is silent. It's not write, right? You don't hear the W sound. You only hear the R sound, and it's right. Okay, so if you see W-R together, know that you only say the R sound. You don't say the W sound as well. You only say the R sound. The W is silent. The W is just there to look nice, but it's not there to say anything. Okay, so the W is silent and the R makes it sound. So this word is pronounced right. Okay, let's tap it out actually. So we can actually start, we'll do backwards tapping it out. So we'll take it apart instead of putting it together. So we'll start with our fist, right. Okay, so then it's right. Good. There's actually another letter that is silent. Remember, magic E is silent. Magic E doesn't say anything, but it makes the vowel say its name. Okay? All right, we'll go back to this and do another word, but let's move on to the next one first. Now we have K-N, K-N. All right, let's find a word that begins with K-N and then figure out which one of the letters is silent, if K or N is silent. Okay, the word is know. Now, not like no, like yes or no, but no like I know the answer. Okay, let's take a look at it. All right, the word is know, like I know the answer. Okay, what do you hear at the beginning? Do you hear the k sound or the n sound? The n sound. Good. So we don't hear k, right? It's not know. It's no. No, like I know the answer to the question. It begins with the n sound. So we hear the n sound, but the K is silent. The K is silent. We don't hear the K. We see it. We know it's there, but we don't hear it. We don't say it. Okay? All right, so let's take this one apart again, just like we did with the word right. All right, so starting off, no, and it's N-O, no. Good. All right, so there's only 2 sounds in that word, even though there's 4 letters. All right, so the word is no. So when you have a word that starts with K-N, you only hear the N sound. You don't hear the K sound. The K is silent. Okay? All right, we'll come back to that as well. Let's go next to G-N. G-N. All right, so the word that we're going to look at for G-N is the word gnat. All right, let me spell it for you. So it's G-N, there we go, A-T, gnat, gnat. All right, so what do we hear at the beginning? Do we hear the G sound or the N sound? we hear the n sound, right? It's gnat. It's not gnat. It's gnat. Okay, so that means that we hear the N sound. So we hear the N sound, but we don't hear the G sound, which makes the G silent. It makes the G silent. So if at the beginning of the word you see a G and an N, know that the G is silent. It doesn't say anything. You can see it, but it doesn't say anything. Okay, so it's gnat. All right, let's take this one apart as well. All right, gnat. Here we go. N-A-T, gnat. Good. So you notice we didn't tap anything for G because that's not a sound that we hear. That's not a sound that we hear. We just tap for the sounds that we hear, like at, gnat. Okay? All right, let's go through it again. We'll have another word for each of these to help us go over it. Okay, so this time I'm going to write the word first, and then we're going to tap it out. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, so remember, which letter is silent? W, right? W is silent. We don't hear W. W is silent. We just hear R. Okay, so let's tap it out. So W-R, that's R. Here we go. Let's tap it. R, A, P. Wrap. Wrap. So this is like when you wrap something up, like you wrap a present. Wrap. Okay, so we hear just the R, right? Just the R, wrap. We don't hear the W. Good. All right, let's do another K-N. Here we go. Here we go. All right, K-N. Which letter's silent? K. Good. So we don't hear K, we just hear N. So let's tap this out. Starting with the K-N, it's N, E. Remember, double E says E. N, E, O. Kneel. Kneel. So when you get on your knees and you're sitting on your knees, basically it's kneeling. You're kneeling. Good. So kneel. Kneel begins with a K, even though the first sound we hear is an N. Okay? So you got to be careful of that too when you're reading your stories this week. If you see the WR or the KN or the GN, you got to remember which letter is silent, that first letter is silent. Okay? All right, one more. Let's do this word. This is a cool word, and I'll tell you what it means in just a second. All right. Okay, so we have GN. N is the one we hear, right? Which means G is silent. Okay, so we don't hear G. All right, so GN. N, oo, new, new. Okay, so this doesn't mean new like old and new. A new, spelled this way, G-N-U, is actually a type of animal. He's kind of like an antelope, and he has like a long hair. It's pretty cool looking. So you can look it up, but that's a new. It's a type of animal. All right, and this is one of your spelling words too, so you want to make sure you know it. Good. All right, so as you can see, sometimes with letter combinations, there's a silent letter. There's one that does not make a sound. So you have to remember which one does not make a sound and which one does make the sound. So in WR, which one is silent? W, silent. We don't hear it. How about in KN, which one is silent? K, we don't hear it, right? And then in GN, the silent one is G, we don't hear it. Okay, so we hear the R and the N, but we don't hear the other ones. They are silent. Okay, so boys and girls, you're going to look at your spelling words. You'll practice writing them. They're going to have these types of letter combinations at the beginning. So make sure when you're writing them, you're reading them too, so you know what each word says. And then you're also going to look in your reading book and you're going to read a couple pages that have words and sentences with that. And then there's a story as well that is going to have a lot of these types of words in it. So you've got to make sure you're really paying attention and you remember which letters are silent and which ones you hear. Okay? All right. And oh, and you're also going to do a little worksheet as well, just to help you review it. Okay? So remember, W is silent, K is silent, and G is silent. We don't hear them. Okay? All right, boys and girls, I think you're going to do a great job on this. Go ahead, keep practicing. On Friday, like we usually do, you'll have a reading fluency test with a story with these in them. So make sure you're practicing all throughout the week so you'll be ready for that. Okay, boys and girls, have a great rest of your day. Remember the silent letters.